Welcome back, everyone, on to another episode. We're gonna once again start out with the MLS. NHL season officially underway, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Same with basketball. But the update: the Galaxy won against Nashville. They will be playing against the number one seed Los Angeles FC in the next round. Austin won against Salt Lake. They'll move on. Cincinnati, he pulled off the first upset of the playoffs. They're going up against number one Philadelphia, and Montreal all won their match. And Austin will play against the winner between Dallas and Minnesota. Montreal will play against the winner of New York City and Miami. And that is your update for this. Next up, we have baseball. Ball. Well, as you can see, the series is tied 2-2 between the Yankees and Guardians. They'll play later to determine who goes up against the Houston Astros in the conference series. But in the National League, it's a different story. The Phillies will be playing against the Padres in a best of seven conference series. He's guaranteeing a wild card in the World Series. And the only other thing I have for you here is, of course, playoff uh, predictions for the MLB. I'm gonna change it to where the Padres go up against the Astros. Those for the time being. And now for the NFL games, we have four teams on bye again. The Bills are going on bye week with an impressive win. Vikings also going on bye. The sole undefeated Eagles are going on bye, and the Rams are coming off a win into the bye week. So that leaves us with 14 matchups for this iteration of of the NFL. Starting with the New Orleans Saints versus the Arizona Cardinals. 2-4 prime time. Um, it's likely that Andy Don will play again, and but against the Cardinals, it could be a different story. E- The this NFC matchup is gonna be pretty tough. They're both 2-4, desperate for a win to save their season, and there are going to be some problems. Both. It's not gonna be easy. And to be honest with you, given the implications of this matchup and how Thursday Night Football has been the past several weeks, I'm gonna make this game my tie of the week. E- They both could easily lose this game either because of incompetent coaching or bad QB plays, and also poor defenses. That'll work too. So I could easily see the Saints winning this. So don't be surprised if this doesn't stick for long. Moving on to 1 o'clock on CBS, as we got Browns and the Ravens. And Browns, how should I put this? They aren't really doing that good. They really aren't. They're coming off. off a loss to the Patriots. It's and didn't really give themselves any chances, whereas Baltimore gave themselves chances and couldn't capitalize against a better opponent. Given this is AFC North football, I'm going to take the Ravens in this matchup just based off of that. And now we get to the Lions versus Cowboys. Despite how well the Lions have played, they are doing awful this- with the Patriots shutout. They're coming off a bye. Dallas is not gonna lose out that easily. I'll take the Cowboys in this situation, and they still have a good roster, and that's what's gonna be key in this matchup. Next up is the Colts versus the Titans. These two teams have been known for splitting the season series, or unless you're Tennessee, who's been winning several of the last few. They're coming off a bye. Colts are coming off a win at home against the Jags. So don't be surprised if this AFC South matchup ends up being something. This matchup is what's going to decide who takes the lead of the division in for the week. And to be frank, despite how well the despite how favored the Titans are, I'm gonna swing the opposite way and say it's gonna be the Colts' turn to lead. They're starting to get hot at the right time. Um, they're starting to get hot at the right time. I can't say the same about the Titans. They still have good ways to go. Going backward to the Fox matchups. 1 p.m. Falcons versus Bengals. So uh, say that I'm gonna say this. Falcons are coming off an impressive win, I think. And yeah, they won against 49ers of all teams. But there's more talent on the Bengals than there are on the Falcons. That's gonna be key to why the Bengals win this matchup. Packers versus Commanders on Fox. These are all Fox games. 1 o'clock stretch. I'm gonna take the Packers in this matchup. Uh, yes, they've lost two straight. But I think they bounced back here against Washington. And things are changing in the NFC, but one thing's gonna remain the same, and that's the fact that the Packers are better than the Commanders. Sorry about my yawning. Buccaneers versus Panthers. This is no contest. Brady gets revenge after being embarrassed by the Steelers last week. No surprises here. No surprises. Is Panthers surprisingly look better under Steve Wilkes, but they're currently down to their practice squad QB. So Eason ain't gonna do much against the Buccaneers. Then again, PJ could be cleared from concussion protocol all as soon as Friday. But even so, they're not gonna do much against Buccaneers defense. That'll that'll probably be either a lopsided game or an absolute slugfest, dep- depending on whether or not the Panthers show up on defense. Wrapping up the 1 o'clock slate, the Giants versus the Jaguars. I'm gonna take the Giants in this one. I'm liking what Brian A. Ball's been doing with the team. Doug Pearson ain't doing all that well. Oh, I'm surprised Jaguars are favorites to win this game, but in the end, it's the Giants who's going to win this one. Well, yes, it's at Jacksonville, but I'm liking what Brian Ball's doing compared to how the Jags have been doing. That's gonna end up being key. So the Giants winning in this matchup. Moving on to the CBS 405 time slot. Texans versus Raiders. Both teams are coming off bye weeks, so they're gonna be sluggish, but one team has to win, and I think that win goes to the Raiders. The Texans are tanking hard. The only reason and I picked the Raiders is because of the Josh McDaniels thing. They have more talent than the Texans. Then we got Jets versus Broncos. Uh, This is gonna be CBS's game of the week for sure. Er, and honestly, I'm actually gonna take a look at how well both teams are doing. Turns out Russell Wilson wasn't a problem in Denver. No, well, quarterback apparently was not the problem in Denver. It's play calling. In Seattle could have still thrived even without Russell Wilson or with Russell Wilson as well as they are right now. But at the same time, coaching ends up being the real problem in Denver. It's being on full display here, and that's why I'm taking the Jets in this matchup. Fox Lake stretch. Here we go. Seahawks versus the Chargers. Both teams need to find a way to get back on track, and I think that the Chargers are going to be the ones that bounce back today. They they're a more talented team. Yes, Pete Carroll's better coaching team, but at the end of the day, Chargers, or as if they can avoid the pain, are going to take this one. And then we have the Chiefs versus the 49ers. I'm taking Kansas City in this situation, mainly because they're not gonna bounce back without a fight in this matchup. And based on how the 49ers have been playing, Kansas City's gonna take this one. They'll be theirs to lose. Sunday Night Football, Dolphins versus Steelers. This is in Miami. And there's one thing you can say about Miami. Despite their record and despite how much more manageable this is for Pittsburgh, that is gonna be Dolphins all the way. They're starting to get some players back, which is what they need. They're gonna be getting a reliable quarterback back because of course they are. Tua's cleared protocol, all that was extended out because reasons. And yeah, that brings us to Monday Night Football between the Bears and Patriots. You can't bet against Bill Belichick, especially since you're playing against the Bears, who are trying to kill Justin Fields right now. Seriously. He, who knows how long Mac Jones will be out for? For Brian Hoyer, we'll see about him. But their third stringer's been doing pretty good. because of how better coached they are. That's why the Patriots win this matchup. So there you have it. These are gonna be the matchups provided for this game. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. If you like this and have your own predictions for these games, means like maybe you want the Cardinals to win, or maybe you think the Falcons can actually win against the Bengals, or you may want an upset like the Jaguars upsetting the Giants, or the Panthers upsetting the Bucks. Be sure to let me know in the comments. And also, so be sure to hit that like button if you want more or to see this often. And if you're coming back on a regular, why not subscribe? I it would be saving you a favor than trying to look it up all the time. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll see you all next time.